What is up, Everyone, what's going on? Happy Sunday. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Uh, love that dads get the nice sweltering heat of summer and moms get the beauty of May. So, um, yeah, had a couple technical difficulties there. Prevented me from starting on time. Mostly forgot how to put on pants. Yep, pants. I hate it. I hate pants. I said it. I said it. Said what I said. Apologize for kind of being a little flushed. I'm a little a little annoyed at that, but whatever. We'll get through it. No pants dance indeed. Vestlord, what's going on, brother? Appreciate all your help. Appreciate you all the time. For you. Cheers. Finest of fine IPAs from Gun Hill Brewery. Man, do I love Gun Hill Brewery. Let's see. Got a sub. Thank you for following Righteous Phoenix. Appreciate you. Righteous Phoenix. Good friend of mine. All right. I feel like I'm settled in enough. Got the fan? Got the fan blowing on my nether bits because it's warm. Ooh. Maybe not. All right. Let's get going. Shallst we? Weast. Shallst. This week's episode, Deadwood City. It boasts a whole 37 possible endings. I assume we're going to die in 36 of them. Lorraine, photography, checking in. Much love, Lorraine. Great to see you. Great to have you. I appreciate you. I hope your Sunday was magnificent. I hope you were out shooting photos of the park. Yeah. If you hear that, I apologize. I live amongst people who wish to blow off fireworks all the time. All day, every day. That is what it's like to live where I live. Anyway, man, I gotta get my mojo back. What's going on here? Let's see. All right. Let's dive right in. Deadwood City by Edward Packard. He is a longtime contributor. This is book 8 in the series of 184 books. Righteous Phoenix all day, every day. What's good? Good to see you. Woo! Nintendo. What's up, brother? Appreciate you. Thanks for the sub. It's always good seeing you, too. Ooh, you guys saw that? That was our little nurse. You know what that means? I'm going to take a moment, pause for the cause. Coming up in August, and I will be heavily promoting this because I am I'm a big proponent of this. Every year, Geekade for the last now, I don't know, Vest, you check my maths, 4, 5, or 6 years now, we've been doing a telethon, Jerry Lewis style, only not as funny. Maybe it's more funny, I don't know. We've been raising money for colorectal cancer for 5 years. Colorectal cancer. Every year for 24 hours, the beautiful people from, Geekade personnel comes together. We usually sequester ourselves to someone's home and play the hardest video games known to man and attempt to beat them. And you get to watch our misery as we attempt to raise money for colorectal cancer. This year, however, with, quarantining and social distancing, it's not going to be possible. But we are going to have what we call the pain in the ass-a-thon. We are going to have a pain in the ass-a-thon this year. It's going to be a little different if you've seen it previous years, but we're definitely going to have it. We're out here raising money for colorectal cancer. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. 2 years ago, I played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the Nintendo Entertainment System, and that game is just as hard as I remembered it as a kid. All kinds of stuff. There's stick around for the torture of Dean, our resident Vest Lord, as he plays another installation of Bubsy. Why? Because he hates it, and that's funny. I don't know. It's funny. Almost choked there. That's awesome. So, stay tuned. I'm going to have dates, details, web addresses where you can donate money, the schedule for what we're exactly going to be doing. Oh, all right. Vestlord's already calling. He's not playing Bubsy this year. We'll see about that. I'm sure I didn't. Well, you never say you're going to do it. Someone just makes you do it. So, that being said, that being said, let us get into this. So this is obviously a paperback cover. If you've been watching, I've been reading them off digital, internetarchive.org. Great resource for free books. Free sign up. It's awesome. Read more. It's important, especially in this day and age. A lot of information out there, and a lot of it's not real. But when I first ordered, I almost said episode 1, book 1 of the series, I actually got book 8 with it, along with the first of the Choose Your Own Adventure Dungeons and Dragons series, which I'm just saving for a rainy day. So I've actually been looking forward to reading the physical copy of the book again. Not that there's anything wrong with digital. I do a lot of my for pleasure reading on digital, but that just smells fantastic. And I'm not weird because I know there are more people out there just like me who are smelling books. They just, it smells so good. Okay. I also often talk about the art. This again was illustrated by Paul Granger. If I'm not mistaken, Paul Granger's pretty much drawn every book in the series, at least every book that we've read so far. But I want to draw attention to this piece of artwork that is within the cover. I believe that, let's see, I don't know if we could see that. Tyler Beard of Homer, Illinois, drew that fantastic picture. And Lord only knows how long it's been there. Yeah, Lord only knows how long it's been there. I actually think the person I purchased this off of was Tyler from eBay. So it's just super awesome to me. I don't know. Now that's art indeed. Listen, Nintendude is a connoisseur of fine art. And if he says that's art, that's effing art, dude. No bones about it. War Boss, what is up, brother? Always love it when you check in. How the heck are you? Yeah, real quick, that opening page. She already looks pissed or upset. This is gonna be a good one. Here we go. Yeah, I always read the warning. Do not read this book straight through from beginning to end. These pages contain many different adventures you can have in the Old West. From time to time, as you read along, you will be asked to make a choice. Your choice may lead to success or disaster. The adventures you take are a result of your choice. You are responsible because you choose. After you make a choice, follow the instructions to see what happens next. Remember, you cannot go back. Haha, we can because I have the book. Think carefully before you make a move. One mistake can be your last, or it may lead to your fame and fortune. So seldomly. No, you know what? That's not true. We've obtained fame and fortune. Fat. I will assume that your day was filled with fat. Actually, I saw your post on Facebook. There was some fat in it. As always, if you're new, this is how we play. I read the book. You choose the adventure. Page 1 or page 2, you tell me where we're going to go, and we're going to go there as a group. When we reach an ending, if there's a definitive death, I take a shot. There's an at-home version. It plays exactly like the regular version, and I encourage you to play along, but I also encourage you play responsibly. So, without further ado, Deadwood City. Ooh, that's a nice drawing. Ooh, piece of candy. Mostly by accident, fame, and fortune. Yeah, no, you guys are pretty ruthless, actually. You guys are you're always out for blood, which is I don't know how I feel about that. But anyway, imagine yourself on horseback, riding along a desert trail, humming a tune. In the distance, you can see the snow-capped peaks of the Rocky Mountains. You've been working as a cowhand in the Old West, but your last job was boring, so about a week ago you packed up and headed on to Deadwood City. Now you are finally approaching your destination. It is late afternoon, it is a warm, dry day, and as you ride into town, a fresh breeze blows the dust up into swirling clouds. The streets are nearly deserted, and the few people you see seem nervous and tense. You wonder what to do. You might go over to the saloon and see what's happening there. You know that in a western town there is no better place to pick up the news than a saloon. But maybe you should go to the hotel. The clerk at the front desk could probably tell you what's doing in Deadwood City. Besides, you need a place to stay for the night. Then again, you might go to the sheriff's office. If there is trouble in Deadwood City, the sheriff is likely to know about it. So, right off the bat, we have a triple choice, which is never my... Ooh, Lord, I apologize for that sound. Which is never my favorite. Okay, let's not ease on into this one, I suppose. So, our choices include going to the saloon, the hotel, or the sheriff's office. So, saloon, hotel, there's an E in that, and sheriff's office. Start things off not so nice and easy. I ride Todd. Well, according to this picture, we are riding a horse. There is no Todd to be found. Sorry, guys. But as we all know, these books are very wanton to take us through time and space. So we might end up on a woolly mammoth at some point. Excuse me. Just a moment. Okay, so apparently I'm Todd now. I leave for 1 second, and my name has changed. So, welcome to Stream Your Own Adventure. I'm your host, Todd. That is not going to come back to bite me in the ass. And we have all chosen the saloon because we are adults. And, you know, what I always say, when in Rome. Cheers. Sweaty bottle. All right. You walk over to the saloon. There are about 10 people sitting at the bar. A bald man is at the piano, chewing on a cigar and banging out an old tune. Everyone looks around nervously when you walk in. You sit down at a table and order something to drink. Some card players nearby ask if you'd like to be dealt in on a game of poker. You say, sure, why not? It seems like a good chance to meet some people. One guy says, you know what the stakes in the game are. The loser has to go out and take care of Kurt Malloy. Who's Kurt Malloy, you ask? King of the Outlaws, that's who he is. He's coming to town, and it's up to one of us to stop him. Oh, brother. This got dicey real quick. All right. So, our next choice is gonna be stay and play cards or leave the saloon, because those are our only choices. I vote we win the card game. What actor is playing Kurt Malloy? Let's see. What? Well, let me give you real quick the drawing that's here of the saloon there. The old guy banging on the piano. Kurt Malloy. I don't know. It doesn't really say what he looks like. So who do you want him to be? He could be anyone you want him to be. By the way, the main character in this one looks like a young girl. Yep, totally a young girl. It's fairly interesting. I see that coming. Are there tanks in the next room? Kelsey Grammer. All right. So, War Boss, that's my neighbors blowing off fireworks. I'm doing my best to prevent that noise from getting it on the stream, but it doesn't seem like that's working well. So, Mr. Gintastic, how the heck are you? Thanks for checking in, buddy. All right, we're going to stay and play cards on page 8. Chances are we're going to win, and we're going to have to take on the guy. All right, here we go. You play a few hands of poker. Your luck is good, and you win $5 silver. Then someone shouts that Malloy and his gang are riding into town. Okay, says the dealer. The next hand is to see who goes out to meet Kurt Malloy. He deals out 5 cards to each player. You pick up your hand and look at the cards. You have the 8 of clubs, and the 3, the 5, the 8, and the Jack of hearts. The rules allow you to throw down 3 cards and pick up 3 new ones. Great. There's nothing less entertaining than being explained how to play poker in a children's book. If you keep the 8s, you will at least have 1 pair. You might pick up another 8, making 3 of a kind. But if you could get another heart in exchange for the 8 of clubs, you would have a flush, and that would almost be sure to beat any other hand. So, go fish indeed. Let's see. What are we going to do here? These seem like... I mean, all these books are strange. Let's see. If you throw down everything but the pair of 8s... Okay, so we're going to say we're going to stick with the pair of 8s. Excuse me if you heard that. Apologize. If you throw down only the 8 of clubs and try for a flush. So we're going to say try for flush. Boosh. Can anyone name that? Let's see. Fraser Crane chewing on a cigar. Wait, is Fraser Crane going to be the piano player or is Fraser Crane Kurt Malloy? Because I thought he was going to be Kurt Malloy. And as you guys vote, I'm showing you another wonderful drawing. That bartender. I don't know, man. It's like a teenage girl and totally serving her. Well, that's the Wild West, I suppose, right? I used to love Go Fish as a kid. Ooh. Let's see, Streamlabs is telling me to thank Sarah Head. Is that an exclamation point? Or an L? I can't quite tell, but thank you for following. I appreciate you, and we at Geekade appreciate you. The hell, it looks like a regular show. Yeah. I really liked Regular Show. That show was really funny. That show was really funny, actually. All right, we're going to stick with the pair of 8s. You guys are trying to lose, I suppose. Actually, you guys are trying to win. So throw everything down but the pair of 8s, page 16. Ooh, I just saw an Indian. Excuse me, Native American. My apologies. Page 16. The cards you draw are useless, but at least you have the pair of 8s. The poor fellow across from you has only a pair of 4s. He reluctantly walks out to wait for Kurt Malloy. Others join in the game, and soon everyone is playing for higher and higher stakes. You could lose your horse, your saddle, and your shirt. But you've done well so far, and this could be your chance to make a small fortune. Oh boy. What tribe? I don't know. I'm going to say Lakota. Nope, I'm wrong. It's Navajo. Okay. Well, here we go again. Here's another choice. Oh, that's not working out for me well. All right, guys. Should have went with the royal flush. Yeah, if we went for the royal flush, we would have lost, and then I guarantee you we would have lost because anytime I've gone for a royal flush in poker, I never. Shoot him. Yeah, I don't know that you're packing. Wait a second. That's not what I meant. All right, guys. Let's see. If you decide to quit and go over to the hotel, so let's see, quit and motel, hotel, Holiday Inn. That's one. If you decide to gamble for bigger stakes, I love a good steak. Or if you decide to pocket your money and go play at another table where the stakes are lower. Let's see, other table. Another three for not my personal cup of tea. I'm always strapped. I know. I know you are. But what am I? Gonna roll fast. Everyone's packing. I mean, the Wild West. Let me see. Matter of fact, she is packing. She does have a pistola, as you can see there on the. How's that first drawing? You see right there. Yeah, I'll get it right one day. She's totally packing. Bring Todd in and trash the bar, bro. If I had that power, I'm gonna tell you something. If I had that power, I would. Oh man. Let's see. Where's everybody at? Let's see. Let's take a quick peek. Oh, we got a 50-50 split here. So option C. All right. All right. Bigger stakes or other table. I mean, I vote for bigger stakes. We're gonna go to page 32. This might end in a shootout. All right. Page 32. The game of poker proceeds. You have a pair of jacks. Not bad to begin with. The betting starts off high. You draw 3 more cards. They are worthless, but you smile just a little in hopes of fooling the others. You look at the faces around the table and you make your bet. As the betting continues, you look at your jacks again and begin to worry that someone may have a better hand. You realize you might win a lot by betting very high. If your bluff works, the others will drop out. Unless you're willing to bluff, you might as well drop yourself out. Drop out yourself. That's weird. All right, guys. I'm all for a bar fight. Unfortunately, that is totally not a choice. But here are our next choices. We can either bluff or fold. Right? If they're going to go so far as to explain some of the rules of poker, they might as well just use the term fold instead of drop out. Let's see. What are you guys doing? Are Sarah and I the only ones? People voting? Yeah, what's up with that? You guys need to vote. That's how this works. Make your voice heard. Fake it till you make it. Ooh, that is my least favorite saying on this planet. I hate that. Ugh, fake it till you. How about you just work really hard? How about that? My vote is acting up. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, I see there's 8 people in this room. Voter suppression. Yeah. That's what I'm doing here. I'm suppressing the voters. All right, we're gonna bluff. A resounding bluff. I appreciate that. Page 56. Real quick, look how cocky this girl's poker face is. And look how tall that hat is. Is she Pharrell Williams? 'Cause I'm happy. Bluffing on page 56. Oh, here we go. Danger is your middle name. That's weird. Danger's my middle name too. Must have the same. I don't know. Your bluff works. The others drop out and you rake in the chips. One young cowhand looks at you and says, "All I can say, pal, is you're some poker player." Some of the people have lost so much money that they have to quit, but a couple of them are left. One says to you, "Say, how about one more round? Double or nothing." It is a tempting thought. You are having a run of good luck tonight, and this could be your chance to make it really big. All right, if you decide to quit and keep the money you have already won, A, if you decide to take one more chance, B. So let's rock that poll real quick. Let's see. One more hand, or quit while ahead. I feel like everybody talks like this when they type and say words out loud. Big boy. Oh, that's big bog. Well, look at me. Let's be rich and sensible instead of broke addicts. Or shot dead in a gutter. That's totally possible. if we lose, we get stripped to survive. Yeah, that's a thing. Stripped to survive. It's a little too close to home. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's see. Y'all are chicken shits. Nobody calls me Yella. Not even you, because you call me chicken. See. Nah, we have a horse. Horse. I would love to see this little girl pick up that giant horse and just chuck it at a bunch of guys. They shoot horses, don't they? 50-50 split. Oh, man. Sorry, guys. We're going to be sensible. If you decide to take one more chance, nope, that's not the one. If you decide to quit and keep the money you've already won, turn to page 88. Because there's a really good chance we're going to get robbed. Maybe you don't. Is there something you want to tell us, War Boss? All right. You take off your Try that again. You take off with your winnings. But as you're walking toward the door, you hear some people talking about you. One of the cowhands standing at the bar says, "Hey, look at that kid. That kid's going to be really rich, at least for a couple of hours." Another one says as you walk by, "Good luck today, bad luck tomorrow." You decide the smartest thing to do is to leave Deadwood City. You don't think much of the town, even without Kurt Malloy. You hit the trail and you ride on. You know you can reach Silver Springs in 3 days and find a place to stay. You have enough provisions to last for the trip. You will have to sleep out in the mountains a couple of nights. It will be plenty cold, but you can take it. You have more money than you ever had before. Life looks pretty good. The end. So I don't know how the hell it is that I managed to find the good endings and you guys all get me killed. But there is you leaving with all the money and everyone straight player hating from the sidelines. There you go. They call me horse thrower. That boy has cows for hands. Girl, and yes, that's difficult. You know, I kind of want to watch you guys just duke it out in the chat. All right, well, that's an ending. So there's one. And we are going to just jump right back into it. Look at that. Fame and fortune. Completely by accident. As always. Here we go. Imagine yourself on horseback, riding along a desert trail, humming a tune. In the distance, you can see the snow-capped peaks of the Rocky Mountains. You've been working as a cowhand in the Old West, but your last job was boring, so about a week ago you packed up and headed on to Deadwood City. Now you are finally approaching your destination. It is late afternoon, it is a warm, dry day, and as you ride into town, a fresh breeze blows the dust up into swirling clouds. The streets are nearly deserted, and a few people you see seem nervous and tense. You wonder what to do. You might go over to the saloon and see what's happening there. You know that in a western town there is no better place to pick up some news than the saloon. But maybe you should head to the hotel. The clerk at the front desk could probably tell you what's doing in Deadwood City. Besides, you need a place to stay for the night. Then again, you might go to the sheriff's office. If there is trouble in Deadwood City, the sheriff is likely to know about it. Shoot the dust. On the new read-through, here is our first of what is presumably many triple choices. We're going to go to the saloon. We can go to the hotel. We can go to the sheriff's office. I hurt my what? No, then the sheriff gets mad. Fold them. I mean, you do have to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, and know when to walk away. Mm. Also, never count your money while you're sitting at the table. There'll be plenty of time enough when the dealing's done. So, I say we take a nap. I mean, you could totally take a nap. I can read you to sleep, because that's what I'm here for. That was the original intention of the channel. A little story time before bed. That's a lie. Not from you, effing goons. Deadwood City. Al Swearingen, where are you, my buddy? That was a great show. Deadwood was such a good show. I could read in a soothing tone. 50-50 split between the hotel and the sheriff's office. I have a very funny story about Kenny Rogers that I will tell after our while you guys are deciding our next move. So, hotel or sheriff's office? Let's go hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Page 6. Especially since he's way dead. I can't wait to tell the story. All right. All right. You walk over to the hotel. The lobby is dark and dingy. The walls are hung with old wagon wheels and badly painted pictures of mountains. A few moth-eaten rugs lie on the floor. Can I get a room for the night? You ask the desk clerk. He glances around the lobby before speaking to you. Sure, he replies. You'll have a good view of the action when Kurt Malloy comes into town. Well, who's Kurt Malloy? If you don't know who Kurt Malloy is, you're in bigger trouble than everyone else, and that's plenty of trouble. He's the meanest man in the West. He rides with a gang of desperados, and the word is he's going to take over the town. Even the sheriff's scared to death. Shoot the hotel? Who wrote that? This isn't D&D. I'm not asking you what do you want to do next. There's choice. I mean, I am asking you what you want to do next, but not that kind. The situation doesn't look too good. This third-rate hotel is just the kind of place Kurt Malloy might take over before he takes over the rest of the town. On the other hand, you do need a place to stay and something to eat. So, this is an interesting quandary. Our choices are we going to stay or are we going to leave? Right? Those are the choices. Let's see. If we decide to check in, if we decide to go outside and maybe find some place else to stay. All right, so stay and leave. All right, Kenny Rogers story time. The Desperados are all played by the cast of Cheers. That is, because of Kelsey Grammer. Got it. I love that you're paying way more attention than I am. My show, and you are more on top of it than I am. Okay, Kenny Rogers story time. Okay, so I work in live entertainment, which translates to concerts and production and things like that. Place I work, where everybody knows your name and they hate you. Place I work used to do what was called the summer concert series. So every summer we'd have some, fairly decent sized names come and play outdoors. It was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed doing it because I wasn't doing sound. I was doing like load in, load out, and then like stage work. So we had Kenny Rogers a couple years in a row, and I think Kenny Rogers was pretty much on his farewell tour, and he had this guitar tech that nobody could seem to get along with, except for me. I just am that guy. And so, all right, we're going to stay in the hotel. So I basically didn't do anything else all day. I just stayed with this one guy. And his name was Tim, the guitar tech. I stayed with Tim all day, right? And I'm going to put a button in it. I'm going to hold it right there. So we're going to stay. We're going to see what the hell happens on page 11. You check into the hotel and walk up the dimly lit stairs and through a deserted hallway to your room. It is small and shabby. Through the window, you can see the main street and the mountains in the distance. Just as you are lying down to take a little rest after your hard day's ride, no Beatles reference, you hear a commotion in the room next door. It sounds as if people are throwing furniture all over the place. After a while, the fighting stops, but now you can hear a couple of drunks singing in another room. They sound worse than a pack of coyotes. You are having a hard time getting any rest. So, these are coming on quick, huh? All right, our next choice is gonna be, oy vey. Why wouldn't it just start in the dialogue box? It doesn't make sense. You can get up and go for a walk, not the after dinner kind, or you can stay in your room, ignore the noise, and stay in your room. I don't know. Okay, so I spent the whole day working with this guitar tech, Tim. He set his guitar tent up, whatever. All my other coworkers are setting up drum kits and, move lighting, rigging and stuff. But I'm hanging out with this dude, Tim. All right, showtime comes. Carla, in fact, is the most dangerous in any gang. Showtime comes, and there's a set list, and we're following the set list. And so, at one point, there is a large, projection screen that has been already predetermined where it's going to go, so someone needs to bring it out. I'm standing there, and another coworker of mine are standing there, and it looks like we're going to bring it out. For whatever reason, no one discussed who was going to bring it out, but okay, we'll bring it out, We bring it out, we run off stage. Kenny performs the next song. They project their videos or whatever. And, all right, we're going to stay in. And what's supposed to happen is we're supposed to take it off stage. And I'm going to hold it there. We're going to stay in. And we're going to go... Excuse me, page 21. Sorry, I got... Whoa! That is a funky drawing. I didn't realize this story was that long. It was going to be in 3 parts. Soon the noise dies down. Now the town seems as quiet as a graveyard. And you know why they call it Dead... So bad. And you know why they call it Deadwood City. You've heard there's a big ranch nearby called the T-Bar, where you might be able to get work. So the next morning you saddle up early and ride out there. The buildings and fences are run down and in need of repair, but the owner seems to be friendly and he offers you a job as a ranch hand. While you're talking to him, a deputy sheriff rides up to the corral. He says he needs people who are good shots to help capture Kurt Malloy. Can't escape this guy. You will have a chance to share in the reward if you join the posse. On the other hand, it could be dangerous, and the owner of the T-Bar says he'll give you a job. He'll give you the job only if you start right away. So, we are going to have the choice of either joining the posse or take the ranch hand job. Take the ranch hand. Well, it's the only thing that can fit, and that's going to be weird when you guys vote. Ranch hand sounds delicious. I don't like ranch dressing. I prefer blue cheese. Yeah. All right, so song ends, and we're supposed to take it off stage, and then he's going to play a song, and then it's supposed to go back out on stage. Take over the ranch. Shoot the ranch. So we bring it off stage, but out of nowhere, Kenny Rogers calls an audible. And in doing so, Kenny Rogers inadvertently makes fun of me. So there I am off stage, holding one half of this projection screen, looking at the guitar tech, and I say, what do I do? And he goes, well, if Kenny wants the screen, Kenny gets the screen. And I went, okay. So I bring it back out on stage. Kenny Rogers makes fun of me a little bit more, and then I go back off stage. Now, the real kicker is My mom was in the crowd. So Kenny Rogers made fun of me in front of my mother. Jin, I'm going to have to tell you right now, not one person in this place is an adult. You are definitely going to have to find an adult outside of this place. It's a split. Jin, did you vote? If you didn't vote, tell me what you want. Posse or ranch hand? No, okay, so he was making fun of me. I guess I should preface it by saying, yeah, he's dead, so you win. it was it was like good fun ribbing. It was kind of like, hey, where the hell did that screen go? Get that long-haired fella out here with the screen, because back then I had long hair. All right, Jin, we're gonna become ranch hands. He was the deciding vote. Um, oh, how ironic, page 69. But you know, it was just funny because who thinks in their lifetime someone like Kenny Rogers is going to heckle them? That's what it was. He didn't make fun of me. He heckled me. He heckled me in front of my mom and some other family members. But they had a good laugh out of it, and it's a story to tell for the ages. All jokes aside, Kenny Rogers, when he did come, was nothing but a really nice guy to the staff that he did interact with. He was real pleasant, and by gosh, he still had it. I think his farewell tour lasted like over a year, and then I think he eventually passed a year later, and he was like 88 or something, and he still had it. Like that's really saying a lot. So, uh, I don't care about the anonymous strangers. I make fun of myself in front of anonymous strangers on a regular basis. I just think I care about them. Look at me, I'm on the internet reading choose your own adventure novels. Like, think I give a crap? All right. You take the job at the T-Bar Ranch. That was the most random rant ever. All right. You take the job at the T-Bar Ranch, but as time goes by, you find the work boring. Worst of all, the food is terrible. Oh, insult to injury. After a few weeks, you pack up and you head for California to search for gold. The end. And that's the ending graphic. I've lost all hope. I don't know what I was hoping for. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if the food sucks, why stay? All right, that's the moment in the show where we take a small pause. Let's see. I still vote for option C. I mean, there's a couple option C's in this book. Thank you, Stuff Y. I appreciate you. Here we go. Imagine yourself on horseback riding along a desert trail humming a tune. In the distance, you can see the snow-capped peaks of the Rocky Mountains. You've been working as a cowhand in the Old West, but your last job was boring. So about a week ago, you packed up and headed on to Deadwood City. Now you are finally approaching your destination. It is late afternoon. It is a warm, dry day, and as you ride into town, a fresh breeze blows the dust up into swirling clouds. Listen, okay, hang on a second. I need to address this. War Boss. I love whiskey. I love whiskey, I love bourbon, I love scotch. The stream is fantastic. Woo! My anime podcast, dude. What's up? I love whiskey. But because we were in quarantine and I had nothing better to do, I figured I'm going to drink. But I don't like hangovers. So I bought this Tito's vodka because it does not give you hangovers because apparently it's gluten-free. War Boss also says almost all alcohol is gluten-free, but that doesn't make any sense because the fermentation process of the sugars and the fruits and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I don't drink vodka, which is probably what makes this more interesting for you guys. When I take a shot, it is like pure death. I hate vodka, but there are sober kids all over the world, so I do it for them, and I do it for you. This bottle, almost done. when it finishes, I will be drinking whiskey. I promise you. That is my. I don't make promises. Don't make promises because I don't like disappointing people. That is a promise. Once this bottle of vodka is done, whiskey it is. Ooh, no, I never vodka'd ever. But I like seltzer, and the whole drink is Tito's and seltzer. Let me tell you something. It's not bad, but it's also not good. Yeah, hangovers, like the older you get, the hangovers are worse, infinitely worse. I remember I had two beers and a shot of Jack, right? The next day it was like I drank a whole bar down. I couldn't do it anymore. It was terrible. Well, I mean, vodka tastes like vomit. I can vouch for the age hangover ratio. Yeah, dude. Listen, I've been drinking since I was like 16. I've had some really bad hangovers when I was young. I've had, you handle them in your 20s and then in your 30s. I'm gonna be 40 this year, quarantine pending. No bueno. So, you know, I I don't get lifted. I'm not a fan. Um, but I lost my train of thought. But I do like drinking. I really do enjoy the taste of some whiskeys and beer. I love beer, obviously. Um, but yeah, just moderation, man, and it becomes less and less and less and less. Let's see. What are you saying? Pure distilled liquor, even if made from wheat, barley, or rye, is considered gluten free. Considered gluten free. Okay. Uh, that's a conversation for another day, I suppose. Right? Like, I'm not supposed to feel this way. Well, I mean, we could sit here and we could debate till the cows come home about the greenery that comes out of the grounds that's still fairly illegal in a lot of states, or the alcohol, which is completely legal in all states and has, caused a myriad of problems from substance abuse to death and murder. I don't know. But we're not, because we're here to have fun. Cheers, I say to you. Let's continue. The streets are nearly deserted, and a few people you see seem nervous and tense. You wonder what to do. You might go over to the saloon, you might go over to the hotel, and you might go over to the sheriff's office. Let's see. It's science cows, or just cow hands come home. Look at you. Tying it all back around. If I ever had an opportunity to have a co-host or a sidekick on this show, War Boss, you are my choice because, quite frankly, you are paying way more attention than what? My grandfather was a rum runner during the Prohibition. I have never heard this story. I feel like you need to be on the show telling this story. That is freaking awesome. I have no interesting stories from my family. Nobody was anything other than a good straight and narrow. Straight and narrow. I'm probably the first one that's like, blah, blah, blah. Oh my goodness. I freaking love you guys. Let's see. Oh, he needs to be on the show to tell that story. Yeah, man. Definitely. It's kind of ironic because we're actually trying to get War Boss a show. One has nothing to do with the other, but yeah, but okay, DJ War Stories. DJ War Stories are war stories nonetheless. All right. I mean, I've got band war stories too. I already forgot what page we were on. I should probably get a bookmark. All right, Sheriff's Office, page 7. Let's see. It's a bookmark here. Yeah. All right, whatever. Let's see. Sheriff's Office, page 7. Sheriff's Office, page 7. You walk down the dusty street until you come to a shack with a sign over it saying Sheriff's Office. You go inside and are greeted by a tall, thin-faced man wearing a tin star on his shirt. How many cliches can you fit into one book? Let's find out. You introduce yourself to him, and he invites you to take a seat. Have you heard what's going on? He asks. Heard Malloy is coming into town. When he takes over a town, it might just as well have been burnt down. In fact, if you ask me, I didn't. That would be preferable. All I can say is, you better watch your step. Are you threatening me now? You think maybe this town isn't such a great place to be, but you're just about broke, and you'd better stay around long enough to earn some money. Do you have any idea where I might get a job, you ask? No, I don't, the sheriff replies. But you might talk to Mrs. Megan. She lives right across the street, and she always seems to know everything that's going on around here. Ooh, she's a little gossip. Let's see. If you decide to pay a call on Mrs. Megan, if you decide to look around the town instead. So our choices are hit up old Mrs. Megan. Or hit the town. Nope. That's how you spell town. That's smart. Shoot Miss Megan. Man, you guys are just trigger happy Americans, aren't we? All the cliches packed in tight. More cliches than you could shake a stick at. More cliches than you could throw a horse at. Show Miss Megan a good time. I mean, anime, you're a little late. Our main character is actually teenage female. So this could get weird if we're going to show Mrs. Megan a good time. Let's see, we're about halfway. We're well over halfway. More cliches than we could shoot. Love it. All right, Mrs. Megan, for the 411, we're going to go to page 14. See what this ruddy old witch has got to say. All right. You knock on Mrs. Megan's door. In a moment, it opens, and a little old woman with sparkling blue eyes and a warm smile greets you. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves. When you tell her the sheriff suggested you pay her a call, and that you are looking for work, she invites you to join her for a cup of tea. You could get a job as a ranch hand, or even riding shotgun, if you like that sort of work. Mrs. Megan says, just look at the notices posted down at Tyler's General Store. But would you consider starting a newspaper? I've been planning to do it myself. I even had a printing press sent all the way from Philadelphia. But now my health isn't what it used to be, and I'm just not up to it. If you're interested, I'll help you set it up. I'm for it. Gilf. I mean, I got nothing. I can't with you guys sometimes. I mean, I secretly can, but I can't. So, our next options. We can, they're really going in out there. Let's see, we can go to the general store and read the notices, right? Or we can start a newspaper. What a strange, what a leap. You can go to the general store to, you can go to the general store to read some notices about, like, ranch hand work. Or, you could just start a newspaper. Just random. Sorry, having a little trouble typing because, love riding shotguns. I mean, how long did it take to get the printing press in the mail in the 1800s? Little known fact, she ordered it in 1700. Oh, you know what I talk about a lot? Speaking of mail, a lot of us are old enough. Oh, I can't believe I said that. I just dated myself there. But a lot of us are old enough to remember when we ordered stuff in the mail, it took 6 to 8 weeks. And now we're all so mad. She ordered it when she was 17. And now we're all so mad that our Amazon stuff is like late by a day. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when I was a kid for my birthday, I got a little bit of money. I was young too. I was probably like 11 or 12. And I was really into magic. I still am. But I was really into magic as a kid too. And I ordered like one of these chintzy magic sets from one of these, stupid catalogs you used to always get. Um, and I remember asking my mom, I'm still waiting for X-ray glasses. Yeah. I remember asking my mom, hey, this is what I want, order for me, whatever. And then when she sent it away, I said, how long is it going to take? And she was like, well, 6 to 8 weeks. And I was like, I will be 20 before I get it. So, yeah, magazine subscriptions for magazine clippings. Like, I remember those times too. But I'd rather not go back. I mean, listen, I don't want to go back either. I ordered a desk like 2 weeks ago, and I'm like just dying for this thing to show up because, need a change in my life. But like, why? Why does it take so long? Why did it take so long back then? I don't know. I guess it wasn't big business back then. Well, boys and girls, it looks like we're starting a newspaper because that's not how I saw this book going. But page 40 is where we're going because we're going to start a newspaper. There was a snake on that page. Still traumatized. Listen, I don't blame you, man. All right, there we go. Running a newspaper sounds great, and you gladly accept Mrs. Megan's offer. Your paper, the Deadwood Dispatch, will appear every Friday so that when people come into town for the weekend, they can read the latest news. You'll turn over to her any money you take in on the first 4 issues, and after that, you'll own the printing press free and clear. While you are getting your first edition ready, many of the local cattle ranchers go out of their way to tell you that sheep are ruining the grass on the open range by cropping it too close to the ground. An editorial on the subject will certainly attract attention to your newspaper. The cattleman's position sounds convincing, and you think maybe you'll say in the dispatch that the sheep ranchers should go back to where they came from. Wait, I'm sorry, I have to read that again. An editorial on the subject will certainly attract attention to the newspaper. The cattleman's position sounds convincing, and you think maybe you'll say in the dispatch that the sheep ranchers should go back to where they came from. That's weird. The Daily Tods. Yeah, free shooting with paper, get your paper. Here you go, mister. Thanks. All right, well, this is a weird one because I read that twice and I still don't understand. It sounds very xenophobic, I suppose. If you decide to write an editorial against the sheep ranchers, go to this page. If you decide to wait until you've heard the sheep ranchers' side, go to this page. So, it's called Prejudice. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What are the choices again? I already forgot. To write an editorial against the sheep ranchers. So we're going to go against sheep ranchers or wait for the sheep ranchers to have their say. Ranch. Okay. Ran out of space. Whatever. Non-biased my ass. We're basically becoming Fox. I know, we don't even have our first paper out, and we're already like, "Ugh." Let's see. We have the option not to be Fox. We could be Mammoth instead. Bravo. Bravo. Man, oh man. Let's see. Daily Tods. R.I.P. Todd, wherever you are. Actually, you're probably in someone's car by now being fossil fuel or something. Good. Let's see. Any pictures? No pictures. Do love those pictures, though. Yeah. One of these days, my phone is made of Todd. You're absolutely right. What did I wait? What did I do, Jin? I just pointed out the obvious that our good friend Todd has probably propelled a boat across the sea, or maybe is in Warboss's phone. Still in mourning. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. I'm an insensitive prick on the internet. We're waiting for the ranch hand. We're waiting for the sheep ranchers. This should be interesting. Age 27. Why do you own 2 pairs of boots? Here we go. You've. Now I'm laughing at my own joke. You spend a few days calling on sheep ranchers in the area. They argue that the cattlemen are breaking the law by fencing off watering holes and trying to drive sheep ranchers off public land. You decide the sheep ranchers have just cause for the complaint, and in the following Friday's edition of the Dispatch, you print an editorial saying so. Many people comment favorably on your editorial, but a couple of mornings later, several tough-looking men stop you in the street. They are led by Jack Garvey, a burly, red-bearded cattle rancher. We like your newspaper a lot, Garvey says. It would be a shame if you weren't around to run it anymore. You know that you can't run a newspaper by letting other people tell you what to write. On the other hand, you've heard about a lot of dead heroes in the West, and you don't want to be one of them. So, shooting Redbeard might actually be the next option. If you continue to publish your views on the rights of sheep ranchers, turn to page 47. If you decide to write about other things for a while, turn to page 49. So, our choices are keep on keeping on or change your tune. Are we going to just go ahead and publish what we've been publishing at the risk of getting our block knocked off? Or are we going to write about some other ish for a while? This sounds like the intro to a cheap OG porno film. Execute option C. Not cheap, just low budget. We in the industry don't use the term cheap. We say low budget, so I don't know. I have dignity, which happens to be my shotgun. Oh, that's fantastic. If I ever purchase a shotgun, I will name it Dignity in honor of you, Jin. And I'll let you come around and shoot it. Because I'm that kind of guy. Great. We're going to keep on keeping on, right? In the face of danger. I love it. Page 47. See these sheep farmers coming to your aid or something? 47. Really? Okay. That's twice someone said, aw, shucks. Wow, Sarah, it's like you know Jin. It's really like you know Jin. It's amazing. All right. You continue to take the sheep rancher's side in your editorials, but a few days later, you find that your office has been broken into, your printing press damaged, and type scattered all over the place. You call the sheriff in. He says Kurt Malloy's gang must be responsible, but you feel sure some cattlemen are behind it. As soon as you get your press repaired, you print a special edition. Your headline reads, "No free press means no freedom." You call on the people of Deadwood City to get a new sheriff and enough good deputies to enforce the law. After that, many people come to your office and pledge their help. A protective community is formed to end lawlessness in Deadwood City. You realize that there may still be trouble ahead, but you enjoy your work and you are determined to make the Deadwood Dispatch the best newspaper in the West. The end. 40 years to replacement parts. Yeah, I. Oh my goodness. All right, look. In the interest of fairness, because quite frankly, this is unprecedented. We've had 3 good endings. There's gotta be an ending where you get shot, like in the face, horribly. But something tells me we're not coming into contact with that. Dignity came through. Really did. So that being said, those of you... Ugh, why did I pour so much? Those of you playing at home, let's say cheers. Oh, God. Oh, goodness. Mm. Ah, put a hair on your chest. Let's see. You're going to regret that when we die 3 times in a row in the next 10 minutes. At least I won't have a hangover. Is there an option to do a desk pop a la the other guys? I would be okay with that. All right. All right. We already know the intro. We know our first choice. I'm just going to throw it up here. Now we're getting kind of into the lightning round of things. We can go saloon, hotel, or sheriff's office. Lightning round it is. Righteous Phoenix, cheers to you. Ride in, shoot dust, do a thing. We've already ridden in. Dust has been kicked up. You want to shoot at it? I mean, be my guest. So, like, I got nothing. I'm just gonna finish this a little bit. Cheers to you. It's disappointing I didn't get all. I want to talk about my mug for a second. This has a bottle opener in it. Let's see if I can. Yeah. If that's not the most ridiculous thing, I don't know what is. One of the best Christmas presents I ever received, but most ridiculous thing ever. Ah, oh, goodness gracious. The handsome mug. Thanks, buddy. Oh, you meant the glass. Sorry. That is luxury. Nothing but the best for me to be my best for you. All right. You guys want to go to the salon? Saloon. Okay. Do the saloon it is. Let's do something different in the saloon. You walk over to the saloon. There are about 10 people sitting at the bar. A bald man is at the piano, chewing on a cigar and banging out an old tune. Everyone looks around nervously when you walk in. You sit down at the table and order something to drink. Some card players nearby ask you if you'd like to be dealt in on a game of poker. You say, sure, why not? It seems like a good chance to meet some people. One guy says, you know what the stakes in this game are. The loser has to go out and take care of Kurt Malloy. Who's Kurt Malloy, you ask? King of the Outlaws, that's who he is. He's coming to town. It's up to one of us to stop him. Luxurious alcoholism. I mean, I'm not alone. I'm not drinking alone, right? I assume that some of you are playing the home game, and the winner gets all the steaks. Love steak. All right. Next choice is going to be... Oh, okay. That worked. Let's see. What are the choices? Play cards or leave the saloon. So play cards or leave the saloon. We played cards before. All this time, we still haven't run afoul of Kurt Malloy. Correct. Yeah. He's this kind of orbiting character that seems to not be willing to cross paths with us because he knows he's going to get fucked up. Fucked up. Leave the saloon. So, Jin, that's you're not able to vote, so I'll vote for you. See, even when we were running a paper. Yeah, I mean, real weird. Super, super weird. Kurt Malloy was inside of us the whole time. He was there in our hearts the whole time. So good. Let's see. Walk out. Let's look at page 10. Because that's what's looking like. Page 10. Okay. Page 10. We're gonna. Oh, I dropped the book and I lost the page. Ugh. Here we go. That took way longer than it needed to for me to. Uh-oh, Jin. Jin has a confession, everyone. You bastard. No wonder you wanted us to shoot everything. And yes, I am a buffoon. Excuse me. Alright. New content. As you pass the bar on your way out of the saloon, you overhear a couple of cowhands talking. They've discovered a lot of gold in California, one of them says. And there could be some around here. I've heard there's plenty up in Bald Mountain. That might be the place to go. You walk up and you get into the conversation, because you're a nosy little brat. Before the evening is over, the two cowhands, Lefty and Jake. Why is Owen someone named Lefty? I mean, I understand that being left-handed is very rare, I suppose, but come on. Lefty and Jake have asked you to come prospecting with them. Boy, that sounds fun. The idea sounds good. So, the next morning, you buy some gear from the local store, and the three of you head toward Bald Mountain. As you leave town, you see some men on horseback riding down the main street, looking as if they owned it. You know it must be Kurt Malloy and his gang. There we go again, avoiding the ish out of him. You chose the right time to get out, but as you ride along, you begin to worry about Lefty and Jake. After all, you hardly know them. Maybe you'd do better on your own. Boy, oh boy, let's see. I'm not even repeating what's going on in the chat. I'm just going to keep on going. If you decide to stick with your new companions, turn to page 18. If you decide to leave them and ride on your own, some other page. So, stick it out. Bounce. That's not how you spell bounce. That's how you spell bounce. Those are your choices. Oh man, on the topic of left-handedness, I've had students that would use their left hand to write, but their right hand to eat. Interesting. Left-handed people always fascinate me, especially as a person who's right-handed. You know, I love sticking it out. Left-handed Alabama's for the win. I always joke that left-handed people are the devil. But that being said, it's always interesting. Ambidextrous people actually blow my mind. And then on top of that, and I'm sure you can look them up. There's plenty of people. Well, there's people who can multitask with both hands. Apparently, Leonardo da Vinci was one of them. He could draw and write at the same time with both hands. It's a thing. We're going to stick it out with our new shady companions. Age 18. Yeah, left-handed people. I like it when you stick it out. You'll go along with Jake and Lefty, for a while anyway. At least there's lots of beautiful scenery to look at, because who doesn't love a mountain range as you get shot in the back of the head? Oh yeah, Jimmy Carter was left-handed. I didn't realize Reagan was left-handed. That night you make camp near a fast-flowing stream. Nearby is a waterfall, and below it a sparkling pool where you can take a little swim. You enjoy Jake's company, but there's something about Lefty you do not like. I guarantee it's because he's left-handed. I say I love seasickness. Okay. He keeps bragging about what a great rider he is and what a great hunter he is. You wonder why he feels the need to carry on like that. Still, you don't give it in too much. Still, you don't give it too much thought. Every evening, after a hard day's prospecting for gold, the three of you sit around the campfire and talk about how rich you will become. But day after day goes by, and you don't find any gold. I wonder if you're eating beans at the same time, too. You wonder whether it is worthwhile to look forward. To look further, excuse me. Got a fun fact. In Asia, being left-handed is OG culturally perceived as having bad luck. For what it's worth, in Italian, left, the direction of left, beans and farting like mad. Left, the word is sinistrata, which is very similar to sinister, which always made me feel very like validated in my like left-handed people are evil. So take that for what it's worth. I don't know. All right, our choices are. If we're gonna stick it out a little longer, or if we decide to take off and seek a fortune elsewhere. So, stick it out more, or cut and run. Cut our losses and move on. My pronunciation is beautiful. Well, I took 4 years of Italian. I don't remember a lot of it, but I got the pronunciation correctly, and for what it's worth, according to Ancestry.com, I'm 92% Italian. I feel like I'd be doing someone a disservice if I wasn't pronouncing things correctly. Old school Christians believe that left-handedness meant you were a minion of the devil. Anyway, execute option C. That might be my next t-shirt. Execute option C. I like it. Yeah, 2002. Okay, so 2 years ago. Hail Satan indeed. So 2 years ago, I took a honeymoon slash first anniversary trip to the Mediterranean, and we got to see a lot of Italy. We definitely got to see a lot of Greece as well. But we spent time in Rome and Naples, and I thought, you know, I got the Italian. Got it. No, my wife had it all. She was speaking Spanish and killing it, and I felt like an embarrassed American who was butchering the language, even though I took 4 years of Italian and I can speak Spanish to some extent. Nope. Terrible. Terrible American. Terrible American. Let's see. All right, we're going to stick it out more. Let's see. Always hail Satan. Jesus ascended to the right hand of God. The devil sat at the left. Boom. That should be a shirt. Sponsored by Daily Todd. At least you married well. Yeah, I definitely married up, and she definitely married down. Stick it out a little longer, page 34. Mi scusi. The next day, you had a hair in your mouth. And I shaved, just so that wouldn't happen. The next day, Jake gives up and rides on back to town. Your patience is rewarded, for Lefty soon finds a vein of gold, and the two of you are able to extract several nuggets of high-quality ore. Lefty's good fortune only seems to make him greedy, however, and he tells you that he is going to keep it all for himself. Ooh, here it goes. You walk up to him slowly. Lefty, you say, we're partners in this deal. You can't take all that gold for yourself. Lefty looks at you. Maybe we were partners to the beginning with, says. But I've just decided we ain't no more. I'm keeping this gold. If you don't like it, you better clear out of here. Shoot him while he sleeps. You know, married down, you're shorter than I thought. She's still shorter than I am. I got a great drawing here of Lefty. So, three-part choice. Oh, boy. Okay. If you decide to fight Lefty right then and there, that's one. If you decide to pursue him at a distance and wait for the right moment to have it out with him, that's two. If you decide right back to Deadwood for assistance, that's three. All right, look. Shoot Lefty in his left hand. Shoot him in his left side. All right, let's throw it up here real quick. Fight Lefty now. Fight Lefty in a bit. Run, tell dad. All right, run, tell that means we're gonna go back to Deadwood and ask for assistance because for whatever reason we can't handle it ourselves. Shoot Lefty in his left nut. I mean, you do what you gotta do, man. Oh, here's that drawing of Lefty being real shisty with the gold. There we go. Yeah, of course he's freaking overweight and slovenly. I love these drawings though, man. I'll tell you. Shoot him now. Shoot him now. He doesn't have to shoot him now. He doesn't have to shoot you now. Such a great episode. Or is it an episode? They're really only like 15 minutes long. There really needs to be a definitive collection of Looney Tunes cartoons. That, like, how is that not a thing? All jokes aside, and I'm not being like overt for like story purposes. I would pay like $200-300, maybe upwards of $500, to have every single Looney Tunes, Merry Melody, all that stuff in like one collection. And I feel like there are a lot of other people who would agree with me. All right. That being said, we're gonna fight Lefty right now. This punk ass has got it coming, fat bastard. Ooh, doggy, we've got. All right, well, let's see. Here we go. You move a few paces away. Lefty stands up. You notice his left hand slowly dropping towards his holster. All right, pal, he says. You made a big mistake tangling with me. You can't do this, Lefty, you say. But Lefty draws and shoots. At the same time, you draw your gun and fire, shooting his gun right out of his hand. So, we shot Lefty in his left hand. If you had that in bingo, check that box. I should have never tried for attempted murder, you say. Now clear out of here. That's a weird line to say. Can't I even have my share of the gold, Lefty whines? You tell him he is lucky to get away with his life, and, after taking away his guns, you send him off on his horse. You head back to Deadwood City. This time you will be riding into town with a smile on your face and a pouch of gold in your saddlebag. The end. Well, that's 4 endings in which we have somehow had a pleasant ending. Ooh, I got 2 pages full of ending. Oh, let me show you this artwork, because this is just fantastic. Yeah. I love this stuff. I say it every time, but I love this stuff. We just cannot seem to die. I mean, it's the old West. I could have sworn we were going to get shot or die of typhoid or something. Let's see. I got a snake here. Let's see what happens to the snake. What? It's crazy. Some of these endings. Let's see. Nope, that's a good one. It often occurs to you that the smartest thing you ever did was get out of Deadwood City. Here's another one. You run for your horse. It is a big, powerful animal, and you know it can travel, but it is tied to a tree. You don't have a knife, and it takes you a moment to untie the knot. Someone is yelling at you, but you leap on your horse and begin to ride off. You do not get far. That might be an ending in which you get shot. Yes, dysentery. We totally should have died of dysentery like an hour ago. Uh, yeah, last week had a last week had a few positive endings too, which is always a shocker for me because I always assume that we're just gonna bite the big one. Um, well, I mean, or get swept away trying to ford a river. Now we're starting to branch into oh my god, Oregon Trail territory. Almost forgot the name of that. Jeez, if that's not the basis for a lot of young people's gaming beginnings and probably gallows humor, I don't know what is. So, we usually kind of call it a night after four endings or thereabouts. I know we did start late. That's totally on me. Technical problems. Down, Odell, down under. Down under. All right. So I'm gonna ask you guys how y'all are feeling. If maybe you want to run one more or call it a night. And it would totally help if I didn't put typos in there. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys. We could totally just sit and chit chat for a couple more minutes and call it a night afterwards. Or we can run one more. Oh, don't worry, anime. The poll is up. I'd like to run a pseudo Democrat. Wow. Y'all want to run more? Are we going to proactively seek death? Let's see. About the author. A graduate of Princeton University and Columbia Law School, Edward Packard lives in New York City, where he is a practicing lawyer. Mr. Packard conceived of the idea of Choose Your Own Adventure series in the course of telling bedtime stories to his children, Caroline, Andrea, and Wells. Wow. I did not know that. Aw, you want more me? Aw. Nixon is pro-war and pro-family? Okay, that came out of nowhere. Let's see something here. Oh, speaking of ordering things through the mail, there it is. Look at that. Okay, so here at the back of the book, right, you have an order form for previous issues. And down at the bottom, apologize, down at the bottom it says 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. Offers expired 11/1981. Look at that. Oh, Futurama, you know, I started and then I just kind of started something else. Futurama is one of those shows though that's like definitely on my list that I need to really watch. I got deep into season 1. I just sometimes something else comes along or you forget about it. And that's a shame because I did like Futurama. I think it's funny. Like a lot of Matt Groening stuff. Groening? Can never remember how to say his name. Life is Hell. That's a good book. All right. We know our first choices. Groening. Thank you, Matt Groening. Yeah, thank you. I like Matt Groening stuff. Life is Hell is definitely great. I remember my friend got that book. His parents are like super hippie, not super hippies, but they were like hippy dippy ish. But they were very heady. Excuse me. And he was reading at a much higher level than his age. And so they bought him Life is Hell. Now The Simpsons had just really like hit, and we were in like Cowabunga mania and stuff like that. And Life is Hell, honestly, is a book that I think that all like teenagers should get because it deals with like you know puberty and moving into that next stage of your life, but it does it in such a humorous and like kind of dark way that I thought it was perfect. And maybe it was perfect for us because we all have that gallows humor in us, but it was good. They shower but eat wheat germ. I don't know what they eat, honestly, but I'll tell you a funny story. Yeah, right. It was a comic in the Times. Very funny story. As I wait for you guys to choose our first move in the next read through, um, I used to go there a lot to their house and hang out, and I would eat dinner there sometimes. And one night, they made pasta, and I was eating spaghetti or whatever. And I thought my friend's dad was like the funniest dude on the planet, and they were making fun of a kid in our class, which of course now is bullying, but he wasn't there. He was making fun of a kid in our class. We're gonna go to the sheriff's office, and I laughed so hard that I threw up into my plate. Whole family was there. My friend is the youngest of three. The oldest brother was there. The middle sister was there. Lots of fun. So, sheriff's office on page 7, you say? Oh no, me and this, yeah, not embarrassing at all. Oh no, no, I've done far worse things. But I mean, I was laughing so hard. It wasn't like I was just sitting there eating and all of a sudden just yacked in my plate. No, he was cracking us up. I mean, that's my childhood friend. I'm still friends with him now. I'm actually very good friends with his parents too. I had a film screening, and I invited them just very haphazardly. They totally showed up. It was really nice of them. So, what did I say? Sheriff's office. Here we go. I'll allow it. The time you shit on the table. Nah, not quite. Feel free to ignore that. Too late. You said it. Nah, I allowed it. You walk down the dusty street until you come to the shack where the sign over with this over it saying Sheriff's Head. You go inside and you're greeted by a tall, thin-faced man wearing a tin star on his shirt. You introduce yourself to him and he invites you to have a seat. Have you heard what's going on? He asks. Kurt Malloy. I'm not changing voices. Kurt Malloy isn't coming to town. When he takes over a town, it might as well have been burned down. In fact, if you ask me, that would be preferable. All I can say is, you better watch your step. You think maybe this town isn't a great place to be, but you're just about broke and you'd better stay around long enough to earn some money. You don't have any idea where I might get a job, you ask. No, I don't, the sheriff replies, but you might talk to Mrs. Megan. She lives right across the street, and she always seems to know everything that's going on around here. So, we can, let's see. Our next options are okay, cool. I like it when the poll decides to work. Speak with Mrs. Megan, or we can. What's our other choice? Look around town. Now, if this book is, if these read-throughs have taught me anything, there's a really good chance if we look around town, we might come across Kurt Malloy. Finally, 5 read-throughs, not or 4 read-throughs, not one encounter with Kurt Malloy. Our luck, we'll encounter him. He'll offer us a job. Unbelievable. Yay, death. That's a T-shirt. That's a T-shirt worth having. There used to be this wrestler, independent wrestler called Necro Butcher. He was all about death matches and stuff. He used to have a shirt that said "Choose Death," and for years I regretted not purchasing it because that is a great shirt. And then, funny enough, I hung out with him one night after a show or whatever, after a wrestling show, an indie wrestling show, He was like the nicest dude ever. Giant stoner. So stoned. Um, I've looked for it, but like there's some things that like while I'll pay upwards of $500 for all the Looney Tunes cartoons, right? I wouldn't pay more than like $25 for an old wrestling shirt that's probably been worn. We're gonna look around town. Yeah, I mean, I'll pay you to shoot the dust, Mrs. Vegas. Wait, what is happening right now? I'll pay you to shoot the dust, Mrs. Megan, the sheriff, and then me. Deal. Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. All right. If you decide to go outside and maybe find some place else to stay. Wait, that's not right. You gotta take a look around. Page 15. Whoa, that is a drawing. Holy crap, it's like a Ralph Steadman drawing. Love Ralph Steadman. Oh my god, I love his work. All right. What? Really? Hang on a second, guys. I gotta double check something here. Okay. You stroll over to Tyler's General Store. There are several notices posted on the wall, and two of them advertise job openings. One says, Wanted. Someone to ride shotgun for the Deadwood City Stagecoach Company. Good pay. 10 days off every month. Sounds good. You could make some money, see the countryside, and meet lots of people. But that job could also be a one-way ticket to the grave. The other notice says, Wanted. Ranch hand at Red Creek Ranch. So, if you decide to apply for the job riding shotgun, go to page 28. If you decide to be a ranch hand, go to page whatever. Shoot the bulletin board. I am so glad I am not your DM because I would shoot you. Let's see. Stagecoach job or ranch hand. So my guess is the ranch hand will put us on course to go down the path of the ranch hand. But that ranch hand had a path where it was stay a ranch hand, which we did, and we had a wonderful ending. Or we could join the posse to go after Kurt Malloy. Or we just be a stagecoach riding shotgun mother lover. Shoot the dice. Do I hit them? I don't know. Roll. Let's shoot the darkness. That's deep. That's real deep. Welcome to Stream Your Own Adventure, where we tackle complex, internalized feelings, most of which never brought to the surface and allow to be bottled up and eventually eat away at us. Today's topic, shooting the darkness. My dice tower is a shotgun. My shotgun's a dice tower. I shoot my depression. Woo, this got weird. I love it. Stagecoach job. As you can see, the vodka's kicking in. Stagecoach job. Let's see, we're going to go to page 28 to ride shotgun on the stagecoach. That's a drawing. I like that. Sarah, I always knew that about you. I always knew. But you needed to say it first, not me. It's not my place. The Stagecoach Company hires you to ride shotgun. Your job will be to ride along and defend the coach against anyone who attacks it. The dispatcher tells you that you can choose one of two trips for your first assignment. You can go on the stagecoach with gold shipment bound for San Francisco. This trip can be a dangerous one, but we'll pay you extra. Or you can ride with the mail shipment to Santa Fe, which will be much safer, but will pay you less. I really feel like I already know the answer to this. I probably shouldn't ask. But what are we going to do, guys? Are we going to accompany the gold shipment to San Fran, or are we going to do the mail shipment Sacramento? Either way, we're going to California. Painful as hell. It's a bitch to pass the dice. I love you guys. I'm so thankful I don't have any sweat stains because it's warm. I have a fan blowing on my nether bits. I think I said that already. But it's warm. A lot of pseudo technology going on here, and it's all hot. Anyway, see what you guys are, who you lunatics are up to. Yep, yeah, gold shipment. I knew it. I'm not even gonna bother watching that finish now. First of summer, yeah. Dry warm or humid warm? Does it effing matter? I don't know, man. I live in an apartment. I live in the 5th floor, and like, it could be like 75 degrees outside. It's like 85 in my apartment, no matter what. And then we go outside to walk our dog, and it's like, it's gorgeous out here. Why can't we have any of that inside? Yeah, swampy warm. I mean, it's a New York City summer. It's awful. Oh, I didn't show you the great illustration here. Really quickly, we're gonna go with the gold shipment. We knew that already. I was. Oh, okay. Page 113. Gotta remember that one. Paul Granger is a prize-winning illustrator and painter. Yeehaw, indeed. Page 52. Let's get shot at. That driver's 30% mustache. Wait. I need to see that again. Where is he? He totally is. Oh, it's fantastic. Thank you for that. 20% hat. All right. Here we go. You ride with the gold shipment to San Francisco. On the first day of the trip, you have to go through a pass between two great rock walls. You round a bend only to find that the trail has been mostly washed out by a flash flood. It is getting late in the day. Scotty McLeod, sure, the driver of the coach, 30% mustache, asks if you think he should try to get through even though you may get stuck. While inspecting the trail, you find evidence of a recent campfire. It could mean bandits are in the area, and this would be an ideal place for a holdup. So, 30% mustache, that's just still killing me. If you tell Scotty he should try and get through as fast as possible, turn to this page. If you decide to wait and try to find out whether there are bandits nearby, go to the other page. So our choices are let's see, attempt a pass, or wait and search for bandits, which both of them sound like terrible ideas, but which will bring us closer to death. I feel like if we attempt it, we're gonna get stuck, killed. I don't know. I gotta start doing vocal warm-up exercises. If I didn't have the technical difficulties I had prior to the episode, I would have. This week will be full of testing. Yeah, I picked up a couple pieces of new gear, and I wanted to, run that on the show tonight. Do I karaoke? I'll answer that in a second. But I did some testing in the middle of the week, and everything seemed to be working pretty well. I had to just figure out audio sync delay. But then all of a sudden I noticed my audio was crap, like real crap. Probably worse than what it is now. And I just couldn't get it working. So hopefully next week we'll have some nice new gear, and things will be elevated. Now, let's see. We're going to attempt to pass. Okay. To answer your question, Anime, do I karaoke? I don't seek it out, but from time to time, my group of friends has done it. Um, I I used to be a singer in my first band. I wasn't that good. I sing around the house, and I'll do a little karaoke every now and again. Mm, shiny indeed. Hey, we are going to attempt to pass page 80. All right. This picture tells me everything I need to know. The stagecoach makes good progress for a while, but the trail is rocky and rough. Soon you come to a place with with very deep ruts. Driving across it could wreck the coach. Still, what lies behind you is almost as bad. You cross your fingers as Scotty urges the horses on. As soon as you get going again, the coach hits a tremendous rut, breaking the rear axle. While you are trying to fix it, a man comes riding up the trail. He has a shotgun aimed right at you, and you realize he must be the bandit's lookout. You exchange fire and scare him off, but you know he'll be back with reinforcements. So this is the image of you guys stuck. Like how dope is that? I'm sorry that I keep talking about these illustrations, but sometimes the illustration is better than the book. Turn to page 105. Well, you and Scotty decide the only thing to do is to hide the gold and head back to town for help. Excuse me. You conceal the strongbox in a cave behind some tangled brush, unhitch the horses, and ride to Deadwood City. There you enlist the sheriff and some others to return with you. When you arrive, you find the bandits have ransacked the stagecoach. Fortunately, they did not find the gold you hid so carefully. You are given a raise and a bonus for your good work, and soon you are riding shotgun again, enjoying the risks and the reward of working in the frontier. The end. Well, that's it. 5 tries and not once. You were quite the Renaissance man. Thank you. Thank you for noticing. Yeah, I could talk about myself for hours. I don't find it interesting. That's a lie, I do. If you ask people, God damn it, I shoot myself. Roll for that. You might miss. I don't understand how this book. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't understand how this book had so many freaking happy endings. But this, okay, let's see. So I came across this page. Okay, let's see. You ride across the hot and dusty sand, trying to make it to Silver Springs, but it is no use. There are a few water holes, and you have no idea how to find them. The streams are all dried up. Your horse becomes too weak to go on, and you continue on foot. You become delirious with thirst, and you walk straight into the path of a rattlesnake. You are too far gone even to feel its bite. In a few hours, you are just another piece of the history of the West. Like, how did we not come across that one? Kill myself twice. No, you just do double. Well, if it's 5th edition, you just do double damage. So uh, you can either times your damage by 2, or you can roll a second time. So totally up to you. Um, yeah, I'm fairly disappointed. I don't know. I really, 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 really thought this was going to be a bad one. I really thought a coup de grace. Yeah, coup de grace. Coup de grace. But, you know, kind of host would I be if we didn't just, yeah, it's enough. Enough of that. Pathfinder. Fair, 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 fair. I need to play Pathfinder. It's like one of the big ones I haven't played yet. I just started DMing 5th edition. That's been a lot of fun. Less chat, more splat. Here's to you guys. I appreciate every one of you coming down. What is the next stream novel? I'll get to that in 1 second. Ugh. Oh, it doesn't get any better. Oh, Lord have mercy. What's pretty bloated? Pathfinder is. Gotcha. Okay. So then I shouldn't play it. I'm gonna chit chat while I look up the stream. I'm stream. The choose your own adventure stuff. I have a list I've been working off of. Let's see. Next week adventure. All right. Another banger from Edward Packard. Who killed Harlow Thrumbe? It's me. I'm bloated. I'm bloated right now. Got a lot of liquid in me. Oof. All right. That's the stream for the evening. I want to thank you guys, as always, for stopping in and checking us out. Those of you who hang on and comment, a lot of fun. I love each and every one of you. Really big with a lot of optional books. No, totally, it's government name. My anime podcast. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate you checking us out. You have a stream too, if I'm not mistaken. I believe Vestlord was telling me about it. If you want to drop that in there, go for it. As always, all the Geekade stuff is right above me. If you're a fan of what I do, or if you're interested in the other stuff we do, I'm a co-host of the Wave Back podcast. I talk about this every week with Chris Rendazzo. We talk about we review video game music from way back when. We recently just finished up the Super Mario Brothers RPG soundtrack. And now, granted, it's a very deep and extensive soundtrack, and we only just scratched the surface. There you have it. There's my anime podcast, Chiptune Music, and Vidya Games. Not to be confused with video games. So there's the Wave Back podcast. There's a whole bunch of other podcasts, articles, some old video content. And as I mentioned at the beginning, we're working on our next Pain in the Ass-a-thon. For those of you who aren't familiar, one more time, it is a 24-hour event where we stream live. Members of the Geek Aid community, or the Geek Aid staff, I should say, playing games that we have deemed to be pains in the asses. These are some of the hardest games known to man. All for a good cause. We attempt to raise more money each year for colorectal cancer. So the money goes to the Colorectal Cancer Alliance, and we're fighting for a cure, and that's what we do. Stay tuned for those details. Nintendo NJ has a stream as well. Oh, there it is. Boom. Hitathon. Dean having to play Bubsy with like 2 hours of sleep. Yeah. So Vestlord is kind of like the tech guy, and he stays up almost the entire 24-hour period. And as his reward, he gets to play Bubsy on like an hour's worth of sleep. It's really funny. But this year, because we can't get together like we always do, we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. But I'm going to be streaming. I have no idea what I'm going to be streaming, but I'm going to be streaming. I don't know that it's going to be a Stream Your Own Adventure tie-in, but I might actually just be playing video games. I don't know. I was originally going to sign up to play Night Trap for the Switch. That is a hard game. I beat that as a teen, but it took a lot of effort. So I was considering doing that again, or attempting it for this. I don't know what's going to happen here, but we'll figure it out. And as soon as I get details, you guys will know, and we'll make it bigger than it was. Night Trap, the one with the cameras around the house, absolutely, with Dana Plato, with the augers, and you have traps. You capture them so they don't capture the kids. It's a trip of a game, and it's been remastered by a third-party company. I got my hands on a copy of it. A funny story, I bought Night Trap before I bought a Switch. I had Night Trap for like 6 or 8 months before I actually bought a Switch. Um, yeah. It's such a game from my teen years, like holds such a place in my heart. But anyway, let me stop rambling. Once again, thank you guys for coming down and checking out the stream. As always, I appreciate it. If you're on Facebook, search Stream Your Own Adventure. That way, you'll get all my updates every Friday, Saturday. Throw out a quick video as a reminder. But as always, here I am, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Twitch channel for Geek Aid. Don't miss another episode because Todd lives. I feel like Mark Maron. Todd lives. Anyway, I will see you guys next week where we read Who Killed Harlow Thromby. I have no idea what to expect. Anyway.